Dear students, we will discuss now the impact of jet on moving symmetrical curved plates at the center. In this we have a single moving vane and series of vanes. In our earlier lecture we have discussed impact of jet on moving flat plate which was perpendicular and inclined, the two cases, as well as we have seen this case of a series of flat plates. So, force exerted by jet on moving curved vanes. There are four cases: jet striking a single symmetrical moving curved vane at the center. Next is jet striking a series of symmetrical moving curved vanes at the center. Third one is jet striking a single unsymmetrical moving curved vane tangentially at the tip. And fourth one, jet striking a series of radial curved vanes. So these are four important topics in the moving curved vanes. Two are with center impact, two are with tangential entry of the jet. So impact of jet, case number 1, impact of jet on moving symmetrical curved vane at the center, and that too case 1 is single vane. So this is our symmetrical curved vane. Symmetrical means the tangents at the tips of the vanes. There are two tips, so there are two tangents. Both of them, they meet at one single point, and both of them make an angle of same theta degree with the horizontal axis of the jet. Okay, that is symmetrical construction. Now this single curved vane has a motion in a positive x direction, in the direction of the jet, and they are moving with initial velocity small u. The jet is supplied by the nozzle with absolute velocity capital V, and it will strike on this moving vane in the direction of the jet. After striking, the jet will get deflected and will eject out from the curved vane with a velocity of v minus u. Okay, the effective velocity with which the jet strikes the vane is v minus u, the relative velocity v minus u at the center, and the magnitude of velocity is maintained constant as the vane is assumed to be smooth and neglecting the impact losses. So this ejecting velocity is v minus u, and then we can resolve this along x direction as a v minus u cos theta component, along y direction as v minus u sin theta component. Here 180 minus theta is nothing but the total angle of deflection of the jet for a center impact. So let a jet of water strikes curved vane at the center, which is moving with a uniform velocity u in the direction of the jet. The vane is symmetrical about x axis. Okay, assuming the vane to be smooth and loss of energy due to impact is 0. Let theta be the angle made by the jet with x axis at the outlet of the curved vane. It means it is angle made by the outgoing jet or tangent at the outlet of the vane. Capital V be the absolute velocity, small u be the uniform velocity of vane, d be the diameter of the jet, and capital A be the area of the jet. So that is pi by 4 d square. Rho can be defined as mass density of the water. Now when the jet strikes the single moving vane, the effective velocity is the relative velocity, that is v minus u, because both of them are in motion. That's why relative velocity will be the effective velocity. Hence, the mass of fluid striking the plate per second for a given single moving vane, mass flow rate is rho a into relative velocity v minus u, kg per second. The component of the outlet velocity, that is v minus u, in the direction of the jet, it means negative x direction, is y minus of v minus u cos of theta. Negative sign indicates it is in the direction opposite to that of the jet. Force exerted by the jet in the direction of the jet, that is x direction, Fx is equal to mass flow rate of jet into initial velocity of the jet in the direction of jet, that is v1x minus final velocity of the jet v2x. So Fx is equal to rho a v minus u, this is mass flow rate, into bracket v minus u as a initial velocity, minus of again minus v minus u cos theta. This term is final velocity after the impact in x direction. So minus minus becomes plus, taking v minus u constant. So finally Fx formula is force exerted by jet on a single moving vane at the center is rho a into v minus u bracket square 1 plus cos theta. The work done on the vane per second is given by the product of force exerted into velocity of the vane, that is equal to rho a v minus u bracket square 1 plus cos theta into small u. Efficiency of the jet is defined as the ratio of work done per second by the jet, that is W, to the kinetic energy of the jet per second. So therefore kinetic energy of the jet, issuing jet, is equal to 1/2 mv square, and this is equal to 1/2 rho av into v square. Now remember, in a kinetic energy formula, the mass flow rate is taken as rho a into capital V, that is absolute velocity of jet, because this is calculated just at the outlet of the nozzle. That's why absolute velocity. Kinetic energy is calculated at outlet of the nozzle, which is fixed. So that's why this is equal to rho half of rho a v cube. Efficiency of jet is rate of work done divided by kinetic energy supplied by the jet. Substituting both of these two formulae and simplifying, we get a formula of efficiency as 2 times v minus u bracket square into 1 plus cos theta into small u divided by v cube. Next is condition for maximum efficiency. Now in a given formula of efficiency, capital V and theta are constants. So thus the efficiency will be maximum 1 d eta by du is equated to 0. So derivate this d eta by du, put the formula of efficiency and do the derivation and simplify, we get this step. Okay, what is this? 2 by v cube into 1 plus cos theta into v square plus 3u square minus 4vu is equal to 0. Now for a given system, 2 by v cube into 1 plus cos theta is not equal to 0. This is not equal to 0. Why? Because v is constant, theta is constant. Therefore the bracket term is equal to 0. So the fraction of this quadratic equation is v minus u into v minus 3u is equal to 0. So it means what? Either u small u is equal to capital V or small u is equal to capital V by 3. But when small u is taken equal to capital V, the work done becomes 0. Okay, this can be proved mathematically. See the formula of work done and in that put u equal to V. Work done becomes 0. Or physically there will be there will not be any impact of the jet on the moving curved vane. Okay, so that is the physical reason. Thus for maximum efficiency, small u is equal to capital V by 3. This is the condition for single moving curved vane with center impact. It means Maximum efficiency is possible when vane velocity is 1/3 of the jet velocity. So you can put that in efficiency formula and simplify. You get a formula of maximum efficiency as 8 by 27 into 1 plus cos of theta. Okay. Note, for a semicircular vane, theta angle is 0. Okay, the tangents are parallel to the axis of the jet. So theta is 0. And the maximum efficiency attains the value eta max is equal to 16 by 27. That is close to 59.2%. So this we discussed the case of a impact of jet on moving symmetrical curved plate at the center, and in that we discussed a case of a single vane. Now we will see the case of a series of vanes. Impact of jet on moving symmetrical curved vane at the center and with series of vanes. So this way series of vanes can be mounted along the periphery of the wheel like this, and the nozzle can be directed used to direct the jet over the multiple vanes provided on the wheel. The case of single moving curved vane will not be practically feasible because the distance between the vane and the nozzle issuing the jet will be constantly increasing at a rate of u meter per second, so which would require a continuous lengthening of the jet. So practically it is not feasible, single moving vane case. This difficulty may however be overcome if instead of a single curved vane there is a series of such vanes arranged at equal spacing on the periphery of a large wheel, so which is capable of rotating in a vertical plane like this. And this is how water turbines are designed. Thus, as the wheel rotates, each vane will become normal to the jet in turn, so that the entire fluid of the incoming jet issued from the nozzle will be utilized in striking the multiple series of vanes. Thus, for a jet of cross-sectional area small a and absolute velocity capital V, the mass of water striking the wheel, it means the series of vanes per second, is equal to m is given as rho AV into rho A into capital V. Remember, this is mass of water striking on a series of vanes. M is equal to rho A into absolute velocity and not the relative velocity in kg per second. Now the effective velocity of the jet before the impact will be the relative velocity. Okay, it is, though it is series of vanes, it is still relative velocity as the effective velocity of impact. So it is V minus U. Now since the velocity of the jet leaving the vane is also equal to V minus U and it leaves the vane tangentially, the component of the velocity of the leaving jet in the direction of the incoming jet will be minus of V minus U cos of theta. This we have seen in earlier case in the negative x direction. Therefore, by applying the impulse momentum equation, force exerted by the jet on the series of vanes is given as Fx is equal to mass flow rate is now rho AV into initial velocity of jet V minus U minus of final velocity of the jet is again minus of V minus U cosine of theta. On simplifying, you have formula Fx is equal to rho AV into V minus U into 1 plus cos theta as the force exerted. The rate of work done by the jet on a series of curved vanes, that is on the wheel, is equal to Fx into U. So that is rho AV into V minus U into 1 plus cos theta into U, Newton meter per second. Kinetic energy supplied by the jet is calculated as 1/2 mv square, wherein the kinetic energy, the mass flow rate is always taken as rho av. Okay, because this is calculated at exit of nozzle, so that is equal to 1/2 rho av cube. Efficiency is thus calculated as work done on the wheel by the jet divided by kinetic energy supplied by the jet. So putting these two formulae and simplifying, this is the formula of efficiency: 2u into bracket v minus u into bracket 1 plus cos theta divided by v square. These are all simple steps of calculation. The efficiency is maximum if we equate d eta by du is equal to 0 for a given jet velocity capital V and for given angle theta. So equate this to 0, derive it and equate it to 0, you will get this formula. Now in this formula, the first term 2 into 1 plus cos theta divided by v square is not equal to 0, because capital V velocity and theta are constant. Thus v minus 2u is equal to 0. This is the condition. So therefore small u is equal to capital V by 2. Hence, for a maximum efficiency of the wheel with center impact of the jet on the symmetrical curved vents, the efficiency will be maximum when the peripheral speed of the wheel, small u, is 1/2 the jet velocity. So you have to remember these conditions very well. So maximum efficiency is obtained by substituting u equal to v by 2. So that is eta max is equal to 1 plus cos theta upon 2. This is the formula of maximum efficiency for a series of curved vents with center of impact, that is the wheel. Okay, 1 plus cos theta upon 2. Now there are important notes. First note, when theta is equal to 0, the vents are semicircular in construction. So the eta max, maximum efficiency, becomes 100%. Okay, this is very important to note there. Thus the theoretical maximum efficiency of the wheel is 100%. Series of curved vents with center of impact, theoretical maximum efficiency is 100% possible. This concept of having vents of semicircular configuration is utilized in the design of buckets of a Pelton wheel. What is Pelton wheel? Pelton wheel is a hydraulic turbine, a water turbine, which works on impulse momentum principle. So the buckets of Pelton wheel are designed as per this concept. The buckets of Pelton wheel are, however, not exactly semicircular. The angle of deflection in the buckets is limited to 160 to 170 degree depending on a particular design. This ensures that the jet coming out of a bucket doesn't interfere with the jet striking the bucket. This I will make it clear when we discuss the point of hydraulic turbines, and that too a construction and working of Pelton wheel. Okay, thank you.